My husband and I, we have 7 kids, and Siobhán's the youngest. She was born, she was 4 pounds, 14 ounces. She was full term, but super duper tiny. And one of the issues, that can come with that is temperature regulation issues. It was really interesting to me because, every baby is different, but by the 7th, you kind of have an idea of what to expect a little bit. No, she wasn't fussy all the time, but she just seemed on the edge of like breaking down constantly. With my other previous 6 kids, even though we'd had high needs babies, I've had babies with gut issues and things like that, it generally I could calm them with baby wearing, nursing, etc. But I couldn't always calm her down. It was just a really helpless feeling of walking the floors with a screaming baby. And so when she was 2 weeks old, I had a couple wool baby sleepers and stuff that I had used with some of my other kids, and she was finally big enough to fit into some of them. And because she was so tiny, she wasn't able to wear any of them her first 2 weeks. But so I put her in a wool like sleeper, and the entire day she was like a brand new baby, not a brand new baby, a totally different baby. She was still a newborn, but she was so much calmer. She could be soothed if she got worked up. And I just remember looking at my husband multiple times and being like, what happened? Like, what changed? And I was thinking, oh, we hit 2 weeks. Maybe she's just growing up and figuring things out a little bit more, that type of thing. I did note that that was the first time she had been in wool, but I didn't think much of it. But then that night, I put her in, it was like this bamboo sleeper or something. It was essentially not wool. And the night was horrible. Like just freaking out again. And I was like, oh no, we lost this. And then the next morning, I put her back in the wool, and literally within 5 minutes, she calmed down. And wow. I was excited, but taken aback and a little bit puzzled because like I love wool. I had worn it a lot at that point, but I didn't think it could have that drastic of effect. But so I started doing some research, and apparently in like Australia, in the UK, this ability of wool to calm babies is really well known. There have been papers written on it, studies done on it. I even read that in some like infant areas and hospitals in Australia and the UK, they actually specifically have lamb's wool like pads below the babies in the isolettes to help calm them. Since then, we have kept her in wool, and it has continued. She is literally a different baby in demeanor and that type of thing than she was the first 2 weeks of her life.